Hey guys, it's Philip from RAV4 Fabrications. So this is the install video of the R4 bumper. The first step is you have to remove the lower lip, and the first step to do that is you want to remove this bolt right here, and same thing on the other side. So the next step you want to do is remove these screws right here. There's a 5 all the way across, and we'll show you what the next step is once you remove these screws right here. Hey guys, so once you remove the 5 screws on the front, you just want to remove these 2 right here, and then there's 2 more on the other side. There's 3? Okay.
Then it'll fall off.
Hey guys, so once you remove those 5 screws in the front, you want to come along the fender line here, and right underneath there should be 3 screws on either side. So you want to go ahead and remove those. So next step, once you remove those 3 screws along the fender lines, there's 2 more right in the middle there where pointed. You want to remove those first. So the next step is you want to remove this screw and then
3 across.
these 3 across.
And then there's one on this side.
And then one on that side too. So Curtis is going to go ahead and he'll show you which one. So that one, and then 3 across, and then this little guy right here. All right, so next step, once all the screws are removed, you just want to grab this plate and just wiggle it out. So Curtis will show you here. And slide it right out. Beauty. All right, so the next step, once you have this part out, there's a screw right here. And just to give you some reference, this is kind of where we are right now. So we'll slide back in, and it's just right where the washer fluid container is. You want to remove that screw, and then there's these clips here, and they go all along the edge. You want to remove all those. And the best way to do it is grab a flathead screwdriver, and then just pop it right off.
Up in. Lift up. Just push this little tab in and push the whole clip up.
Perfect. So we'll show you how to unclip these here. You just want to grab this, push in, and just like that.
Okay.
Okay, go.
See, there's these clips right here. You just gotta push them down. And then it should start to wiggle off of there. There's a.
So all you gotta do is clip those ones down. If Curtis, if you want to just point to what you're talking about there.
This is one that's done and off.
Okay.
And then this is one that's not done. Clip
So
it down.
just push it down, and then it should slide right out.
Yeah, here's another one over
And there's
here.
another one right there. Just push down. Beauty. All right. So now that we have everything off, it should look like this. So just want to clarify. First step was to remove this bottom skid plate by removing these black screws. The next step was removing this guy here, which had the screws along the sides on these guys. And then this front bumper part was removing these guys. These were in here like this. You want to clip them out so they come out. And then they also had screws along the sides here and even on the very edge of them. So one thing I recommend before even starting is grab all your tools and then make sure to wear eye protective wear, only because if you're taking these things off-road, there's going to be all this muck inside of these. So when you take them off, it's going to go right in your eyes, and it does sting. So now that you have the bumper off, you want to inspect the undercarriage. And if you have any loose wiring, for example, if you have any aftermarket fog lights or whatnot, it's a good time to zip tie them all up. and tuck them away. So next step, just as to give you a reference where we are, you'll come underneath right here. You'll see this factory bolt in here. You want to remove this factory bolt and then the one on the other side. All right, so the next step, you want to grab that stock aluminum bracket from the vehicle. As you can see, this is what it's going to look like. And you want to remove this thing right here. So the best thing to do is grab a 1/8 drill bit. You'll need a drill gun with this. And you want to take out these rivets. The best way to do it is drill in slowly until these pop out. Now, for whatever reasons, if they don't pop out, that means you need a bigger drill bit. But we used the 1/8 and it worked just fine. So this is what the drill bit is going to look like. And you want to grab this. You can chuck this. And then this, we're going to bolt onto this. And we'll show you the next step. All right, so the next step is you want to grab the piece that came off here. And then you want to drill in the holes as shown. You want to make sure you use a drill bit and hammer it down.
Hey guys, this is Philip from the Rhino Fit Fabrications. So this is the new Bumper Delete 2.0. As you can see, this is the main piece of the bumper. And these are the wings of it. So you can run the bumper as a shorty by removing the wings, or you can run it as a complete kit. This is the hardware for it. So these are for the skid plate clips and skid plate bolts with washers and nuts. And then these ones right here are for the mount that attaches to this. And then these small little nuts right here are meant for the wings. You'll see it later. I'll show you the next step here. And then these large bolts are the ones that hook up to the actual mounts on these guys. And then the optional skid plate. And we'll show you the next step. All right, so the next step is you want to grab one of the wings. There will be 2 holes on either side. You want to line up the holes right there, like so. Now this is if you want to run the wings on your bumper. It's good to do it before you mount the bumper, and I'll show you why later. But then you want to grab your nuts, bolts, and locks, and then just thread them in. And I'll show you the next step. All right, so the next step, once you have the wings attached on the 2 bolts here, you want to add these little clips. These are for the skid plate clips. So there's 2 on each, 1 on each side, as you can see. And this part has to be facing up, and then all you gotta do is slide it in, and then you can adjust it once it's time to put the skid plate on. But we'll show you what the next step is. All right, so the next step is you want to grab your larger bolts with the washers. And then so it should be 4 washers, 2 lockers, 2 nuts. And what you're going to do, as you can see, there's 2 slots right here, and there's 2 slots right up on here as well. You want to thread these through, and then you want to do that on both sides. You don't need to over tighten it yet, and I'll show you why we're not over tightening them. Just have them in, just so it stays on, and then we'll adjust it accordingly. And I'll show you the next step. All right, so once you have the bumper on, the reason we want everything loose is so then you can step back and take a look and make sure it's straight and all level to your liking. If you want to, there's room for left and right adjustments for the bumper and up and down. So then if you want one wing to go up a little bit or down, you have that adjustability. Once you're happy with everything, just tighten all the bolts up, and then we'll show you how to put the skid plate on. All right, so the next step, this is good to have 2 people with you, is you want to put these little bolts up here on either side. You want to make sure this part is as flush as possible to this leading edge here. So what you might have to do is you want to first bolt them up loosely, and then push it forward. And then once you're happy with where it is in terms of the flushness, then you can tighten up the bolts fully and there should be 4 of them. And this is how we have ours So there's gonna be a small little gap there, but this is pretty flush right here. So